Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please consult the graph here, it shows that nothing ever happens, okay? Nothing ever happens. It's the golden rule, at least for this past week of Red Sox baseball.
I thought things were going to happen.
Well, things did happen last week.
Well, things did happen last week, but I thought it would I thought that would be, when Disco Stu is looking at the disco sales and he's like, if this
trend
continues, hey, that's how I felt, but the trend did not continue.
Your Fisher did. Yeah, I know. I can't get him out.
Yeah.
Who do we think's holding up the market more? It's got to be Burns, right? Between Burns and Bregman.
I think it's Bregman because no hitters have signed. Soto.
I suppose you're right. I off the rip, I would have said Burns, but
I mean,
no.
at least Snell and Fried and like a couple of the more middle, like Severino and fucking Kikuchi, like those guys signed. But there's no bats that have gone, right? Other than Soto.
I guess, but like
Yeah,
from there,
nobody's jumping out. I mean, there've been trades, but
yeah.
Is Corbin Burns going to do the whole I'm not going to sign until Valentine's Day thing again? Are we going to run that back, Scott Boras?
I'll kill myself if we're doing this until February. Okay. I'll say it right now.
1 minute and 25 seconds in.
I've found more of a peace with it because of the Crochet trade. Like, had we not traded for Crochet and we were still rumored to be in on Burns, I'd be having panic attacks every day. But we've at least added some real meaningful firepower to the rotation already.
Yes, I will agree with that. I feel like at a week removed from the Crochet trade now, though, I'm like, the team is still very half-baked. Like, there's still a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, Yes, Jake. Yes.
No, so then this is kind
of. If you were to ask me, like right now,
let's get into this. Let's get into this.
Get into this. Sure. Hold on. Getting into this. This being Pod on Lansdowne. I am Christian Arroyo / Vasquez / Campbell, aka Fitz. Christian, because a big Christian holiday is coming up, folks, next week. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you heard about this. This whole birth of Christ business, but that's just in a matter of days. We're joined by Jolly Jake, aka Jake.
Yep.
And Yu Chang, a.k.a. Liam. We are glad that you could join us for this edition of the program. We'll get more into baseball talk in just a matter of a few seconds, but in a matter of a couple of dozen minutes or so, we'll be getting into some holiday talk as well. Some holiday talk.
Oh, right.
The jolly holiday talk, because we have special guests on the program, Jack and Ian from the hated Red Sox podcast, Not Another Sox podcast, our most bitter rivals. We out of the goodness of our heart in the holiday season, in the name of the holidays, we went on their program last week. Jake showed some ass. We talked some ball. It was great.
Cheek, just no hole. It was just
no
cheek.
hole. You're gonna have to subscribe to the OnlyFans if you want the hole.
Just a little crack.
Yeah, just a little crack.
Right. Genuinely top 3 Pod on Lansdowne recording moment. I don't think it's 3 either. I guess I'd have to sit there and really stew with that thought, but it was an instant all-timer. The point is, the Not Another Sox podcast boys came on to our program to have a fun little chat. We're going to conclude the show with that this week. That will be the third and final segment of the program. That's coming on later on. But now we got to get to some serious baseball talk. Back to the business. What were we even talking about? I don't even recall.
Liam was saying the team's a little half-baked.
Yeah,
half-baked. There we go.
This feels like I still need one more big move this offseason to really feel like, okay, like we can contend for the division at the very least. Because as of right now, I don't know, man. I mean, I know the AL right now.
I don't know if I agree. I agree in my heart, but I don't know if in my head I agree. Like if you sit down
in here,
if you sit down and you look at the 5 AL East teams, I would argue that. I mean, the Yankees I would say are the best just because of that rotation. But I don't think they're the best. I mean, that offense is bad. We saw what it was 2 years ago, Sans Soto, and guess what? He's gone.
What Soto?
Sans?
Sans. It's not Sans. What are you, French?
I don't know. I
I
was
think you
kind
could
of
say
messing-
either. I usually say Sands.
I,
kinda
I never
messing
even
around.
thought Sans was an option.
Well, I
Sans.
used to say Sans, and then I heard someone say Sans.
I think it's Sans, like Comic Sans.
Yeah,
like some
I
other
usually say
pronunciation.
Sands.
All right, well, Fitz, can you edit this out?
No.
Fitz, I have an interview tomorrow.
We'll dub it over. We'll dub it over.
Fitz, I have a writing interview tomorrow. They can't hear that.
Well, good thing you don't have to pronounce it if you're writing it,
That's true.
right? And you're open to constructive criticism. There you go.
Sans. I just watched a video. Sans Soto. Well, he's gone. So that offense stinks. Well, I mean, let's touch on this.
You guys want to
Bellinger.
see?
Cody Bellinger was traded to the Yankees today. I'm not moved.
No, it doesn't move. I don't know what the Cubs are cooking.
I couldn't be
I don't
less
know what's
moved.
happening over there.
I couldn't be less moved. Guys, listen to this stat. I pulled this stat to make fun of some Yankee friends today. Since Cody Bellinger's, since he started sucking, so that was 2020. This is about a little under 600 games. This sample size, 244 batting average, 306 OBP, 425 slugging for a 731 OPS plus of 100. You want me to give a fuck about that?
I mean,
Is that basically?
what's
that,
is
your-
basically like?
What's that? Your
Santander's
3-hitter?
line?
Is that your 3-hitter on that team?
That includes what he did in what was his monster year? 23? 22, 23?
Well, I wouldn't say it was a
Oh, his like
monster.
renaissance.
23. He,
I
No,
feel like
he had a
22
really-
was his renaissance, right?
He had one
maybe
real
it was
23. It was
23.
23.
23 had a damn good year.
Oh, that's right, because he got non-tendered after 22. That was nuts. You guys want to hear the other big free agent position players that have signed since Soto?
Sure.
I'll read it to you right now. So we've got old friend Danny Jansen, 1-year deal.
Yep.
We've got Carson Kelly, 2-year contract.
Oh.
And that's genuinely all I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Nothing
Those are
ever
the only-
happens.
Those are the only free agent position players that have signed.
The Stove?
since Soto signed.
Is pretty cold, I would say, all
Um,
things considered.
And I mean, and all the trades that are happening are like trades with the Yankees involved, which is making me even more annoyed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We need another shoe to drop. I don't know if everybody's waiting for Nick Pivetta to sign or like what it is, but something's got to give.
Something does have to give. And
I don't even know what we
when you
say.
ask
What do
that
we
question
say?
off the
It's like, yeah, I guess.
yeah, right. This one happens when there's no off-season news. You know, we try to. I mean, we did do back-to-back weeks here, but this is why we do every other week for the most part of the off-season, because there are times where we're just kind of sitting there like all the characters in King of the Hill, standing there drinking beers, going, "Yep, yep, yep," things like that.
Yeah.
I do think I
Propane.
yeah, right. Propane and propane accessories. When you asked that question to lead off the show, Jake, or Liam rather, about who's holding up the market more, I mean, my gut reaction was to say Burns, but then thinking about it more, it's like, oh yeah, well, you know, all those top of the line pitchers like Jake mentioned have already signed. But it is, hi Leo in the YouTube chat, by the way, he says hi all. It is interesting though to think about this, and I forget who brought up this point, and I think there is some credence to it. Like, why Burns hasn't signed yet? Is it a matter of, okay,
I think he
A
overplayed
team-
his hand.
a team that he wants to play for on the West Coast, read as, you know, reading between the lines here, reading the context, the San Francisco Giants have given him an offer but haven't paid enough, or a team has paid enough and he doesn't necessarily want to go there. Maybe I'm reading too much into the tea leaves,
Both?
but it does feel, it could, maybe it's a column A, column B situation, a little bit of both. It is, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's the biggest decision of the guy's professional career, right? Like where he's going to sign for the next 6, 7, 8 years, but it is, with Fried off the market, with Snell off the market, Sasaki's his own thing. That's a completely different horse of a different color. He can't sign for unlimited money. It is a little weird that Burns hasn't signed. I understand, you know, him being the last of that big three maybe gives him a bit more leverage, but you would think that someone could pony up and just give him, like I mentioned last week, the 8-2-40, a team like the Red Sox could just end this nonsense, get him signed, and, blow people out of the water. And I know I'm kind of spitballing here, but it is a little peculiar that we sit here a week before Christmas and Hanukkah start, and there's no sign of
Good
Corbin
shout
Burns.
out. Good shout out for the G.
And Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa.
And Kwanzaa.
And Kwanzaa too, of course.
Tip-tot-tet, solemn, dignified Ramadan.
I honestly, the more I look at Burns, the more I'm like, why aren't we talking $250 to $300 million pitcher? Because I don't understand why everybody's like, okay, he's gonna get more than Fried.
I know your
really
tweet today comparing him to Cole intrigued me.
Right? It was like he's been a full-time starting pitcher for 4 seasons now.
It's because he's been in fucking Milwaukee and Baltimore. That's why.
Could also be a great point.
2 All-American cities, Jake. You're not gonna win any of the blue-collar vote talking like that.
I'm sure those
You're
are
running
fine.
28, okay?
I've been to Baltimore. It's a fine city.
It
not
is.
exactly the media
hub of the East Coast.
I mean, Garrett Cole was coming off World Series appearances, and
he was famously a problem in 2019.
He was making Coke the old-fashioned way that year.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously that helps. But I look at his contract. He got 10 years, 325, and I'm like, I would go 7 or 8 at 280 to 300 for Burns in a heartbeat. Like, just looking at the body of work. I mean, between Cole and Burns, when they hit free agency, Cole already had 300 more innings on his arm than Burns does. I mean, I know Burns is a year older, but I mean, it's like a season and a half.
7 at 280. The football math in me gets me. I know that's 40. That's 40 a year.
That's good. That's good.
That's the only math I'm good at off the rip. You know what I mean?
Wait, what does Cole make a year?
He's got to be like 35.
Based on that, 32 and a half of it's 325 over 10. He may have gotten an AAV bump now after the opt-out.
10? I didn't know his was 10.
And then I look at, what was Yamamoto's deal too? Like, that's a $300.
It's also a different situation. He's
$300
25, 26 in the open market as opposed to what Burns is 30, going to be 31.
Yeah.
Man, Corbin Burns, his last 5, so the 5 seasons that's crazy. So his last 5 seasons, he's been great. Top 8 Cy Young finish in all of them, including winning it in 2021. I mean, yeah, he doesn't even have 1,000 innings on him.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like, what's the holdup?
I think he overplayed his hand. I think he overplayed his hand.
Like, I guess. I mean, if he had signed before Snell, I mean, maybe he was looking at like $300 million.
I mean, listen.
I think maybe the Max Fried deal actually ended up hurting him because I
find it hard to believe that a guy around his age making over $200 million is going to hurt the man.
No. But you know what I mean. Whereas
I don't.
The AAV for Burns, like everybody was talking about, they're going to get similar contracts, and I keep looking at Burns's numbers, and I don't understand why he's not in the 250, 275 range at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm fine with that. To give devil's advocate here, this is very anecdotal.
Oh, brother.
But, yeah, right. Yeah, right. To play in the devil's right. Yeah. It brings up an interesting dichotomy, Jake. A friend of mine pointed out that maybe the prevailing thought has to do with things like, the K rate is declining a bit for Corbin Burns. He brought up, Saris's Stuff Plus, that figure, which is a pretty trusted figure. Saris of the Athletic, good writer.
Nick Pivetta, famously a Stuff Plus king.
Yeah, so I was going to say, first of all, you don't have to give it all the credence in the world, but you actually take a look at Burns.
That's a double credence drop by you this episode.
You listening to some CCR?
You dropped that twice now. That word.
Yeah. Oh, me.
Yeah. You've said.
When did I say credence the first time?
You said it. I remember because I remember going, "Oh, that's an interesting word."
I didn't think you were talking to me at first. I thought you were talking.
No, I was, and then you just said it again. So,
Hey, credence is good. To be fair,
that's a good word.
I've
got nothing against the word,
but maybe that'll be song of the week or I
got word of the week. We got a word of the week now too.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Not another Sox credence on Lansdowne. That's what we can name the episode. But you take a look actually at what Burnes is doing. The velo isn't dipping drastically like some other pitchers that have been rumored to go to the Red Sox. Luis Garcia, what? Excuse me, just clearing my throat. He doesn't walk many guys, still limits the hard contact. Yeah, maybe by the time he's 37, 38, that stuff starts to dip. He's giving up a little bit more contact. But again, it's free agency. It's you pay for it on the last 2 years of the contract anyways. This is still the team's time to strike. The Red Sox have the facilities, the capabilities, and they should have the credence, the will to just end this right here, right now. They can do that if they really want to. They can end this whole Burnes charade and get him into Boston. They can get up to that 250 figure like you mentioned, Liam, right around that AAV. Beat Fried's contract.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a no-brainer to me. I just don't understand.
All it takes is money. And they're still, what, like 50, 60 below the first competitive tax threshold, which
they
if
haven't
they pass
spent a fucking dime.
What, it's like a $3 million slap on the wrist?
Yeah, I mean, Chapman is the...
Yeah, Chapman might bring you over the threshold. It's
Yeah, I mean, let's get real, huh? Sickening.
Yeah. Yeah, they can easily they can get this done. And I still think I'm not going to go as far to say as it's a strong possibility that Burnes ends up with the Red Sox. I would love it, but I don't think it's a strong possibility, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility here.
I can't get a read on it, really. I mean, it seems like
it's like, is it
can.
just the Blue Jays, Giants,
matter.
and then sort of us lingering? Like, that's the market? Is a strange trio of teams.
It shouldn't be us just lingering. Like, we shouldn't just be in the background. Like, ooh.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just. Maybe
we are the shadows.
Amateurs seek the sun.
Craig is the shadows. I don't know. Like, I have no. It's been completely. I feel like every report on Burnes specifically, there's zero substance to it. It's just Giants.
They're giving us the old rigmarole.
Giants and Jays, I guess. Maybe the Red Sox. Maybe I think. I'm not sure.
No.
Like the last thing I'm interested in is another trade.
It was 6 days ago, or no, it wasn't the last day. The last day was Thursday. What night did Fried sign? We recorded, so it was
a week ago today, right?
Yeah. So then that night, it was like Burnes is getting close. Like, I remember seeing legit reporters tweet that because it was like, well, he's the last one. But I don't know. I think he must just not be getting the bag Oli, I guess.
So,
maybe he doesn't feel like pitching anymore. He's just like, I'm having a good time on the beach right now.
So I mean, obviously, some of the ARB stuff isn't settled. These are just estimates, but on Spotrac, at least right now, the Red Sox have nearly $90 million in tax base.
I think after ARB, it's like 60.
Yeah,
I was going to say
it's more like 60 or 65.
Yeah, I remember seeing
but still,
stats or something.
What? Pay somebody.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah.
Pay somebody. I'm begging.
Yeah.
And it's only the first threshold here. We're not talking about... And you've been below it. Right?
Stats put out something where it was like if they went out and signed Burnes, Teoscar, and one other. Maybe it was Tanner Scott.
It was Bregman.
Oh, was it Bregman? Oh, yeah. And it was like they'd still.
Liam, I'll pull it up right here.
The only tax they pay would be like $4 million. Like what? What are we doing, guys?
I believe it was Burnes, Bregman, and Tanner Scott. I think.
Well,
did he have numbers in that tweet for salary?
Oh, like for each guy specifically.
Yeah.
No, he said they could split $75 million in AV between Burnes, Bregman, and Scott, and their penalty for doing so would be a $4 million tax bill. I mean,
30, 15, right around. I mean, obviously, some of those numbers change a little bit. It would have to go up a little bit higher than that, but just hypothetically for $75 million,
35, 25, 15. That's 75.
There you go. Same idea, right? You're just splitting up the pie a little bit more. Look at Jake. Check out the big brain on Jake. So, speaking of one of those gentlemen, Alex Bregman, I do want to talk about him in a minute, but first, you don't want to talk about him?
No, I'm just. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to groan audibly like that.
We'll be back after this. Can you guys hear Marshall squeaking?
No.
No.
Chad, can you hear the squeaking? Because he's not squeaking right now, but he was squeaking there for a little bit. So maybe I'll let the little bugger in at the end of the show. I'll let him say hi. All right, 3 seconds. We have returned to Pod on Lansdowne here. Jake Fitz and Liam here, right before the holiday season at your service. Maybe you're listening to us as you're getting your holiday shopping done. Maybe you procrastinate like me, but still get it done. I am the king of clutch presents coming in like at the buzzer. But I'm not my mother's son. My mom gets Christmas shopping done in like October, like before.
Yeah, I finished.
Like, oh my god, what do you want? What do you want? What do you know what I mean? She gets it done early. Me,
I genuinely ordered all my shit today.
I think
I was big
Liam,
on Saturday.
That's like grow up, you know. That's kind of.
No, I needed my paycheck to hit last week, or else we were gonna.
That's me this week.
We were gonna have to put it on my tab if I bought them earlier.
Save me Thursday payday. Thursday payday saved me. So,
Liam,
if you want to follow us, what is he drinking?
Zero Gingy.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
No free ads, but Canada Dry sponsor us, please.
We've supported Canada Dry long enough on this program that we should get a little something.
Oh my gosh.
We need something on the side.
I've been a Canada Dry boy since I was a homunculus.
Young homunculus. None of that Schweppes garbage.
Oh.
Seagram's
Disgusting.
don't get me started, dude.
What do they give you
those are both
on there
gross.
in the air? Is that Canada Dry?
I think so.
Canada Dry is like
It
richer.
depends.
I don't know what it is.
Because what is Canada?
It probably
Dry?
also depends on the airline too. Like, United is partnered with Coca-Cola, so it's Coca-Cola products.
Nothing hits.
You know what I mean?
Nothing fits, and I mean nothing. Like an airline ginger ale.
It's so true. I need one on every flight.
A little gingy when you're 30,000 feet up. Oh my god.
Can I counter with? I mean,
That's living.
It's
living
cliche.
right
It's cliche to say this, but McDonald's Sprite does punch you right in the face. So you talk about nothing.
Absolutely.
Like something.
Yeah.
You might get pulled over for a DUI if you have too much McDonald's Sprite.
I wouldn't want a McDonald's Sprite in the air. I would almost feel trapped.
That's like
the plane would explode.
Much.
That's the problem.
The plane would explode.
It's like, you probably can't bring it onto a plane. McDonald's Sprite, regular Sprite that you get at the airport that you can carry onto the plane. They decarbonize that a little bit, so it doesn't. It's not as.
Now I'm craving a McDonald's. My mom's.
I mean, just look at
house,
what it did to Drake's face.
So close to a McDonald's. It's so dangerous.
Yeah. If you want to follow us on social media, you can. I am at FitzyMopania. Jake is at Jake Wallinger. And Liam is at LiamFantasy_, all on Twitter, the Bird app, the Everything app. And the show is at Pod on Lansdowne. If you want to be featured on the show, that's something you could do as well. You can call our voicemail line at 617-420-2431. Any questions or comments will be accepted on the show, unless you're praising the Nazi Party or something like that, then no, we won't be featuring that on the program.
Hope not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I think for the most part, our viewers aren't doing that. Our listeners aren't doing that. I would hope.
We don't condone that. We don't condone that behavior.
We do not. Yeah, we want to be on the record for that. Again, 617-420-2431. Alex Bregman, gentlemen. There was a tweet from Nesson earlier this evening, Tuesday the 17th, that mentioned.
Yeah, did you click on it?
So it said that the headline is that the Red Sox are the front runners was the word.
I'm never clicking another one of their articles again, man.
And then it says if you actually go in there and it's like, yeah, a third of the league has contacted Alex Bregman to be. The state-sponsored media strikes again, Liam. Huh?
I'm telling you, man. The day we signed Chapman, they were trying to
manufacture some consent.
They really were. It was nasty out there.
Yeah.
Glorious leader Breslow has contacted
the supreme
the
leader.
strong right-handed bat, Alex King Bregman. Yeah. I mean, listen, this rumor's not going away about him.
I'm fine with it, but I'm just sick of hearing about it.
You're fine to what extent? Because there is a line that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's game this out. Some game theory here.
I think I've been convinced that the stability / flexibility that Bregman would bring is appealing because, you right now you throw him at second, I guess. I don't know why it's just like a given he can play second base, but it seems like it is. So I'll roll with it too. It seems like everybody else is.
If he could play third, you would hypothetically think that he would have the credence to play second base, but
Sure. So nice. Throw him at second base, and then you can kind of do what you want everywhere else. The only thing, like, it does get hairy if Meyer and Campbell are lighting it up in AAA and they're both ready. Like, I that's the part that gives me pause, because then I just don't
Right.
really know what you like. Bregman's not some young kid.
right. And you're also talking about his defensive upside. Well, let's not kid ourselves, folks. His defensive upside would be best used at third. Like, it's nice to have a steady glove over at second base up the middle, no doubt, absolutely. But for a guy like Bregman, if you're going to be praising his glove, Liam, doesn't it make more sense? Forget, the Devers or, Meyer and Campbell up the middle. Forget anything. If you're just starting a team and you're given Alex Bregman, probably makes most sense to put him at third base defensively, does it not?
I genuinely, I have no retort there. Like, because why else would we?
I mean, he can play second, but if your entire,
and
if your entire
he's
group,
got games at short under his belt, it's like, at that point, what's his role then? Because if the whole idea supposedly is sort of using Rafael as a super utility guy, and then you have a million other middle infielders.
Which let's get into him in a second. There was some discourse last night.
Unless you're figuring a way to move Story, I don't understand why you'd want to lock yourself up to another deal for a middle infielder that isn't going to. I mean, at least I don't think it's going to age well, that contract.
Yeah.
This is the same joke we made a year
going
ago.
back for more Trevor Story.
Going back for more Trevor Story. It's the same. It's a declining bat.
who had a great 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't get. I don't get. I think where I'm at is like it'd be a nice luxury, like if you don't have to overextend yourself for it. But he's probably is he the top position player now after Soto? So
Yeah,
I don't think you're
position-
getting some bargain on. Like, I don't know why. I think you
best
will have
position,
to overextend yourself,
I guess.
which is why I don't understand. I don't know what I don't.
The only thing I keep coming back to is the intangibles. It's like that'd be a sick guy to
And
have
that's
on
not
the
nothing.
I know it's not nothing. I mean, this is some serious That Boy Nice watcher talk, but I mean, I do think like in the clubhouse, like that guy would instantly become like not the face of the franchise,
The
but
leader.
like the voice of
definitely
the franchise,
the leader
and
in
the
the
leader in the
clubhouse.
clubhouse, the guy that's going to face the media day in and day out, like, and that's not nothing.
There's
But-
something to be said about that. I agree.
The only way I think you are hearing a lot of people propose Campbell going back to the outfield. And in this scenario, I guess Willier would get traded, and then when everybody's ready, your outfield would be Anthony, Duran, Campbell, and then you could put Bregman at second.
Would you hide Campbell and left?
And and then like Story, Meyer, however that. I don't know. I don't really care about Trevor Story. Sorry if that offends. At short. And then if that scenario is like what they have planned, I guess it makes a little more sense because you're not fucking blocking two of your MLB top 10 prospects that are in AAA that's the most baffling. I keep repeating it, but it's just such a strange guy to be
Just gonna
tied
block
to.
him with
Well,
another big contract.
It's two-pronged baffles for me. Two things baffle me
Wow,
on
a
this.
double baffle?
Double baffle. I have the credence for a double baffle. It's one, it's that the resources, the monetary resources, we say all the time, I don't want to sound like I'm a hypocrite here. We say all the time, hey, it's just money, just spend the money. And the Red Sox should be doing that. Yes, they should be going over the luxury tax here. But I'd rather them allocate major resources primarily first to get that pitching, to supplement other parts of the lineup, to supplement the bullpen. It's not to say that Bregman's a bad player. He's not. It just might be a square peg in a round hole right now. And when you have, this money, I would rather that be leveraged for something else at this time. That's number one. And then number two, at the end of the day, I agree. I can't see them oh, well, Campbell's playing so well at second. Let's block that runway for him to take over the Keystone and stick him in left because we just gave a big contract to Bregman when he's a better defender at third, and we still haven't figured out defense over at third base with Devers. If you sign Bregman, I think at the end of the day, he probably does end up at third. And the second part of my Brong thing, the second part of my double-pronged worry here, my baffling prong here, is the implications of what that means if he starts playing third base.
Well, let's get into it, Fitz. Why not?
Well, it's a matter of, I think I'm at the point now after thinking about, I have given this a little bit of thought. If it is a matter, and again, this could all just be hypothetical, this could all just be a moot point, but listen, folks, it's a slow news week. I don't know what to tell you. This is what we have. This is what's on the table right now. If it's a matter of Bregman being put over at third, I think I'd rather Devers just be the DH because I don't fucking want to trade Casas.
That's absolutely.
I don't want to trade Casas.
So Fitz, speaking of double prongs, this is double prong for me as well. Devers to first or DH is double prong to me, and why I prefer DH is because first prong, I don't want to trade Tristan Casas. I think that's ill-advised. Second prong, I don't want Rafael Devers to play first base. I know that smarter men and women and non-binary individuals
and children
than I have said, oh, Devers he can make first base work. I doubt it. Frankly, I don't know why we're so confident. I mean, listen, I think his third is passable, but if I'm being honest with myself, that word is doing a lot of work. Passable.
It's not passable if he's also hurt, like for the last month of the season.
Right. So
there's a whole bunch of things. He's 5'11". That's small for a first baseman, straight up. He's involved in more plays at first base. Also, he's not great at catching the ball. That's like one of the things I would argue.
There's a lot of line drives like right at him.
Yeah, that he miffs or like. So I don't know. I just don't. I think that's way worse. And I think DH. And he gets banged up. It'd be nice to have him at DH if he's moving anyway.
Here's the thing with the DH thing, and Lou Merloni brought up one of the points. It's that, like, it kind of disengages you from the game.
God bless Lou. I love him. Thank you, Lou, for coming on. I flat disagreed with him on this point.
Okay. Kevin Hart,
Lou,
I'm just saying that's bringing up, that's one. And then the other thing that opponents of moving Devers to DH, which I'm not flat out advocating for. I want to make again, I agree with you, Jake, that he's passable at third. He's fine there when he's on the field. I don't want to sound like I'm banging the table to move Devers to DH. I'm not. What I am saying is that I would prefer that over flipping Tristan Casas. It's one of the opponents of moving to Devers to DH would say, well, you're paying all this money just for a designated hitter.
Yeah, you already paid it, I guess.
You're already paid. It's sunk cost, right? Yeah. It's not sunk cost that he's bad. It's not like a complete albatross of a contract. Yeah. That's not what I'm saying.
Give it another 4 years, that contract will be.
But if you're already paying the money, and you can ensure that he's going to be able to DH for you for like 150 some odd games, and he's hitting at the clip that we know he can hit at, what's the issue here?
He touched 1,000 OPS last year before his arm fell off.
If he's
that actually bums me out really bad. This little side tangent. His end of year stat line last year makes me sad because had they just shut him down when it was reasonable, his OPS was like 950, and it would have looked so fucking good. But then now it looks sad because he played for a month with one arm.
Got between that hits. And like 2022, man, where he's just like, why are we playing him? Why are we putting him out
and
there?
He even finished 22 with an 879 OPS.
Yeah.
21, 890, 850, and 23. Okay, fine, but that's still pretty solid. And 851 OPS.
His BREF page and see where he cratered last year.
I mean, it had to have been right after the Colorado series.
If you're telling me he can hover around 900 OPS as a DH, I'm totally fine with paying that money because the money in the middle of that contract when he's still hitting well, that's maybe not the market price for a really good DH, but it's going to rise to that point. You lock him in so that the average annual value doesn't look so incredibly bad when he's, or not bad, but high, when he's really in the prime of his career, when he's really consistently, you can set your watch to him being one of the best hitters in the American League. That's the idea of it. So no, I don't. Yeah, I get it's a bit of a sticker shock to see that much money dedicated to a primary DH. But if he's fucking raking, guys, and you improve the defense at third, I don't necessarily see the issue. Otherwise, if you don't get Bregman, or I guess parts of these conversations, you can kind of take out Bregman and just put in Arenado. You could.
No.
The principle of trying to upgrade your third base defense is what I'm saying.
Just fucking go sign some glove first third baseman at that point.
Sure. I agree. I'm speaking generally on the idea of, okay, if you really want to improve your defense at third base.
So he touched a 992 OPS on August 2nd. That was his peak.
Like that's not a small sample size, man. Like
and then after that it dipped a little back, and then it came back up a little bit, and then August 18th it was at 962, and then it continued to plummet after that down to.
And it ended at what?
871.
God damn.
Right? You know what I mean? Like that's.
But I mean, if you go from August 19th to.
Oh, there's Marshall.
To his last game, he went. This is probably so bad. Yeah, he hit 170.
Oh,
and slugged 212. He had one home
thought we
run.
had to amputate, right?
He had one home run and one double, from August 19th to September 20th. It was bad. I don't know why I did it. I have no idea why they kept running him out there.
I would love to see what it looked like once he finally got into the everyday lineup in April too, because he started the year banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jake, when we were in Seattle, I don't think he played one, if not both, of those games.
He only played 2 of the Seattle games.
Like it's crazy we're sitting here when like an 850, 870 overall all-encompassing OPS on a year, you could contend that that's the floor of Rafael Devers, right?
100%.
So if he's able to meet his potential ceiling where he's, like Jake mentioned, like 950, 970, what did you say, 990 at one point?
What he peaked at 992?
Yeah, he peaked at 992. Yeah.
If you're talking about a guy who hypothetically could give you multiple years of like a 950, even more than that OPS, that's worth the money you're already paying him, even if he's a DH. It just is,
dude.
I think I'm starting to talk myself into it. I think Fitz, you've got a believer.
I have been fine with making him a DH. I think putting him at first is asinine, and
first is lowest on the total ball.
Frankly, that's more of a problem than we have now.
Because then you're taking out another guy who could be a perennial 30-plus home run hitter in your offense in one of the best.
We don't have a DH right now. So it's less of a. I mean, I guess Yoshida's whatever. I guess
that money's off the books in a couple of years, anyways. That's half of your Devers at DH money, just gone. It's a couple of years. We can get through this together.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm fine. I'd be fine with DH. It's first base that pisses me off, and I find.
Correct.
Now here's a follow up I have.
Utter woke nonsense.
If you go out and sign Bregman, do you still go out and sign Teoscar?
Then you can get a little sexy with it.
That's a lot of that Alex Cora would love moving those guys around position by position.
I think
Alex Cora need a cigarette after all this.
He would go crazy moving those guys around.
And Williers traded no matter what in that scenario, I would imagine. Yes,
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back for more
I can't see. I can't see a situation where he's still there.
Liam, I like that, and I love a proven major league bat. However, that does create issues when those fine gentlemen in Worcester are ready. You're locked into some heavy terms.
Also,
it'd be fun for a year, and then it would be such a fucking headache.
And then ask yourself, Liam, like how much. I'm not asking for a specific number, but generally speaking, average annual value. What's Bregman going to fetch? What do you think?
I'd guess 27.
Okay, call 25, 27. Again, could be more.
No, don't call it 25. I said
27. I don't think he gets
26.
30.
Take it or leave it, Jake.
I think something like 26 or 27 works.
I'll take 27.
I don't think if he gets 30 a year, I will Eat my smiley plush.
Point is 26.5. Okay, how much do we think that Teoscar is going to fetch generally? Average annual value.
After the year he had, I mean, if he wants a 3-year deal, I don't think like 28 per year.
I saw he's looking for 23, right? Between 22 and 24 or something.
So you're talking about two guys within the neighborhood of 25 million. That's $50 million combined to two righties, which you do need to balance this lineup a little bit. You could use some right-handed help. But that's $50 million to two hitters when you need the pitching help, like we had just mentioned, which should still, I think, be this team's top priority.
I agree. Once again,
I mean, maybe they just say fuck it. I mean, like, look at the 21.
They can't say fuck it.
It was Eovaldi and Ed, I guess, and Pavetta some days.
Oh, fuck it on the pitching. Oh.
Yeah.
Just
like, fuck it, you do have a lot of these 4 or 5 types. You could just be like, all right, that's where we're getting innings.
5 aces, baby.
Just hit home runs,
6,
guys.
7.
He's
just hit 3-run bombs and hope that the pitchers can go 5 innings, 6 innings.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't hate it. No, you know what? I do hate it.
We've tried to do this.
Jake, cycle of grief.
I
don't hate it.
Actually,
I hate
decade so far. That's all we've done.
I am so ready to watch a decent pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. How long has it been? I mean, really? Like Sale 2018?
No, I'm thinking like Nate in 21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Nate was good in 21.
He finished like top 5 Cy Young, didn't
Michael
he?
Wacha.
I guess like Houck, first half Houck.
He was
last
special.
year was cool. But I mean, for a full year, somebody that doesn't
like 200 innings,
fall apart down this
250 Ks.
Yeah.
Chills.
So
I'm ready. I'm ready to watch somebody throw baseballs.
Oh my God, Nate finished 4th in Cy Young in 21.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sure did.
Nate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm ready for, Jake?
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm ready to throw it to break, but when we return, our holiday little special segment with Not Another Sox podcast. That's going to happen.
We come back around.
We'll close out real quick once that's over. But when we return, Webster, Ian from Not Another Sox podcast, come talk the holidays with us. Stick around. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back. So we'll just do like a quick outro kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like typical, we'll do a quick song of the week.
Yeah, I've got one thought too on Red Sox Twitter.
Okay.
I want to get up.
Are we going to talk Rafael? Do we want to touch him?
Oh yeah, we could touch on that real quick.
Okay, let's.
So that's okay.
What's the Red Sox Twitter thing? I'm curious.
Well, you'll see.
All right, we want to say thank you. Hold on 1 second. No, I gotta think this out because we're going into the segment. Then after that, when that ends, 43 X. Okay, I got it. I'm just making notes to myself. Hi, whoever's watching. This is Marshall. All right, we want to say thank you again to Jack and Ian from Not Another Sox podcast for joining us for our holiday draft. Hope you enjoyed all of that as we get closer to the holiday season. Well, I mean, I guess it is the holiday season, but the holidays themselves. I cannot believe you guys let me get Charlie Brown Christmas at the back end of the first round.
Fitz, you had some controversial picks. That's all I'll say.
The tape shows that
your roast beef. Get out of here.
No, it wasn't roast beef. It was like a beef tenderloin.
That's not any better. I don't think.
Get out.
That's
not a save.
I said treats, drinks, or meals. Check the tape. It's not my fault that you weren't listening. Not
Fitz,
my fault.
No, Fitz. I don't think any of us were peeved at the categorical. Like that's just a.
You're
gross
peeved at the pick.
It's just
delicious meat. What?
That's not a.
Gotta be a better way to phrase that. But the point is,
pause of the week.
Delicious beef.
That was a fun time. I'm glad
it was a great time. It was a great time. Jake, you had a couple more quick points.
Yeah. So last night there was some Cedar Rafaela talk. People were saying this kid takes a leap forward with the bat. He's going to be special, whatever. And listen, can he play a hell of a center field? Yeah. I don't think that young man should be in the lineup every day. That bat, fellas, you take a look at that Savant page. It's ugly stuff.
1%.
Whole lot of blue. He's the first percentile in chase rate and walk rate. You know how fucking hard that is? His ex-Wobo was the 5th percentile, my friends.
Yeah, no,
He's never seen a low and away slider he didn't love.
But again, I've said this before on this program, Jake. I'll say it again. Progression is not necessarily linear. Like, this is not the hitter that he is forever and always destined to be. Maybe he takes strides, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, for him to become even like a league average hitter,
he's going to need more time at the plate, which you don't know if you want to delegate that to him right now, which is totally fair.
Yeah.
Not to put words in your mouth, but...
No,
I mean,
and listen, if he wants to come off the bench and play all 3 outfield spots and a little middle infield, sign me up! Sign me up! I think that's a great fit.
I think we talked about this at some point in the season, or maybe it was like early in the offseason, but like, I feel like he is kind of Kike 2.0. Like, the fact that he still put up nearly 3 WAR this year with that bat is like
exactly
nuts to me.
I mean, and he can run into one. We saw
for
that
sure.
many
He can
times.
ambush.
He's got some pop. It's like, I don't know why people have to act. I love prospect hugging. You boys know me for the most part.
I don't even know, like,
prospect
I
hugging.
just don't understand. Everybody's like, oh, you can't move that extension. Guys, he doesn't make more than 10 mil until 2030. Like,
I also
that
don't
deal
think
is
you
easy
need
to
move
move.
that extension. I think it's kind.
It's not hard.
Nothing.
That's easy to eat. He doesn't make more than 5 mil until 2028. Like,
That's fine.
The contract
You also don't have to move him.
I'm saying,
which is also true.
I get if he has like some big ego or something, and he like needs to play every day. I guess I could see why it becomes problematic. But other than that exact scenario, like, let him play. I don't know, 90 games. He's a late inning defensive replacement and spells guys every third day. Like, I don't know.
I see nothing wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with that.
No, me either. So there was that.
Yeah, that's a lot of blue. That's a lot of blue.
And then my other thing, this is just sort of a general. I don't know, more of a comment really. People are getting a little cute with their Red Sox trade proposals on Twitter.com. Guys, we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Okay, this team is.
Be specific. What are we talking about?
Which
here?
Which one really set you off? Let me.
Jared Jones pisses me off.
There's no way that's happening. Not in a million years.
No. I don't think it. But people are saying like Wilyer, Casas, and Meyer for Jared Jones.
I don't know why.
What is that?
That doesn't make sense for either side.
Who's that for? I just don't. And then there's like, you see. I don't know. If I don't think this will happen, and it's problematic if it does. But if they went into the season, if the season started tomorrow and it was this roster, they probably like push for a wild card. The AL is awful right now. There's like maybe 3 good teams.
The AL basically just traded Kyle Tucker for Cody Bellinger. Like, we're bleeding talent out here.
Soto gone.
Yeah, Soto's gone.
Yeah. Soto's gone.
No, the AL is horrible.
Burns potentially gone.
Who won the divisions last year? The Astros, the Yankees, and the Royals? Oh, Cleveland. I don't know. I would say all 3 of those teams are probably worse. No?
I'm just not sure what Houston's cooking right now. Unless they bring Bregman back, but I don't know if that's happening.
Imagine they pay Bregman, but the price of that is that they're not going to give Kyle Tucker a contract. Well, I mean, they can't give Kyle Tucker a contract now.
He's gone.
Right? they can't, right?
Yeah, that one's the old Verlander? The old Verlander, Liam?
Yeah.
Kyle, what do we think Kyle Tucker gets in free agency?
I think he's getting 500.
Damn, really?
He's a damn good player, dude.
I think he's
so
sneaky the most underrated player in baseball.
I think I would agree.
Like, he's
him or somehow still J-Ram. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
J-Ram's not. Well, I think that's the Cleveland effect.
That's also getting to the Bill Simmons, like, guys, is he so underrated to the fact that he's actually overrated now? Like,
That was Anthony Rendon, and then he got the bag and doesn't go to work anymore.
Like, dude, Kyle Tucker since 2020 has an OPS plus of 143. That's like upper echelon.
Old, dude.
That's like upper echelon back.
Like
this time next year, that's going to be my delusional get him to Boston.
His first year of his new contract will be his age 29 season. I mean, he's not young, but I mean, he'll totally get
so smooth.
He'll totally get like 11
He doesn't
years,
do like he's
years.
not like the best in the league at anything, but he does everything great. He is so like he
slugged 585 last year.
He's good, man.
Dude, he was worth 4.7 B-WAR last year in
78
games. That's
so
crazy.
stupid.
I'm gonna do that announcer thing where they go, that guy right there is a baseball player. That guy.
Now here's a guy.
He is, dude.
He's a
I also
baseball
he
player.
won a Gold Glove 2 years ago. Like, he can play defense too. He's a special talent.
Imagine if he played the full season, man. He would have had like 45 home runs.
He would have firmly been in that MVP talk. Maybe not win it, but he'd be in the top.
Right? He'll probably get 500. No? I think.
Yeah, with the way that things are going, yeah.
And what is
High
he?
fours,
If
not.
12,500?
Next winter or the winter after he's a free agent?
No, next winter, Liam. Why not us?
Roman Anthony.
Johnny boy.
Yeah, we don't. Outfielders, it's going to be a little tight out there.
Roman
It's already
Durant.
tight out there.
Tucker.
Roman
Bing,
Durant
bang,
Tucker,
bong.
man.
There you go,
Bing,
right?
Bing.
Bing, bang, boom. All right. Songs of the week, gentlemen? Emoji of the week.
I got to make sure I don't repeat this
Emoji of the week.
Little
Little Christmas tree. How about that little Christmas
Oh,
tree?
that's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Or Star David if you're Jewish. Is there a Kwanzaa emoji?
yeah, there's a Kwanzaa.
The Kwanzaa. Whatever holiday
I
you
got
celebrate.
mine.
Is there a Festivus
right,
poll?
ready?
There's a poll.
Oh, I got mine.
All right.
So
Mine
before you go, Jake,
oh,
aren't you due for like 3 songs?
Oh
a
yeah,
week?
you've got a lot.
I don't have that in me.
No.
Okay. All right.
I'm
We'll save it
going
for
to
the new
forget
year.
that you owe 3. That's the
All
thing.
right, I'll do 3.
Guys, this is our last
I'm gonna
this is our last
shuffle
episode of the
3.
year.
I'm gonna shuffle 3.
Oh, hold on 1 second before you you're gonna shuffle.
We're gonna
3
record
pick.
on the
I saw
30th.
I saw Nelly on the screen there, by the way.
Yeah,
Jake.
Nelly's coming.
Are we not going to record the week of New Year's?
Hot shit.
Oh, I guess that's
would
right.
release-
I guess that's right. New Year's Eve.
release New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, well, don't record on New Year's Eve. That's a night. Maybe the 30th we could record, and hope to God nothing happens on New Year's Eve, and then we release on New Year's Day as a holiday present to the folks.
That'll work. I like that.
So, this is the last
forgot what I
episode
said.
released in 2024.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cheers, guys. This 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
2024 was certainly one of the
Most-
years.
The most mid baseball you've ever seen.
Yeah, right. All right, Jake, you're up. Here, 3 songs, King.
All right. Dilemma by Nelly featuring Kelly Rowland.
Song.
Another great one. Next up, second is Southern Hospitality by Ludacris.
Mm.
And third, we have Naked in Manhattan by Chappell Roan.
There you go.
How about that? That's a trio.
How's that? Yeah, that's good shit right there.
Liam?
I'm staying festive with the festive theme. I'm going with Nat King Cole's "Hark the Herald Angels Sing."
I love
Absolute
Nat
banger.
King Cole. I love Nat
That-
King.
that
Maybe the
Christmas album,
greatest
man.
voice ever.
God, he's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, he's up there,
The
dude.
most buttery
God,
voice
he
in the
was
history.
special.
Nat King Cole was a bucket.
He was a
Was
bucket.
a bucket.
Just like John Lithgow was a bucket. Speaking of generational voices that will last a lifetime and then some,
Oh no!
I'm going to go with Future's masterpiece, The Percocet and Stripper Joint.
The duality of man.
You guys know Nat King Cole died at 45?
Yeah, I think it was long.
God damn, it was that young.
That dude smoked like a chimney.
Good for him. He's a product of his time.
Yeah. And his daughter sang that song, "This Will Be an Everlasting."
That's right.
This will be.
That's his daughter?
It most certainly is.
Yeah.
What?
Her name escapes me right off the top of my head at this time. I apologize.
I got you right here. Ready?
Yes.
Natalie.
Natalie. There you go.
Yeah, I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say. I was like, I think it's Natalie.
Appreciate it.
That's
Yeah,
I like when I like when
Natalie. I should have
the
remembered that.
I like when the opposite sex names their kid like the opposite sex version of their own name. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
like George Foreman, like his daughter is like Georgina.
That's nice.
I like that.
What's the feminine version of Jake?
Jackie. Maybe.
That'd be
Jacqueline.
Jag, I guess. That's probably the closest.
What's
Oh,
Fitz?
oh,
What's the feminine
yeah.
version of Fitz?
Fitzia? I don't know.
Okay.
Leamantha? You could
Yeah,
be.
I got nothing for Liam. I mean,
Lila.
technically it's William.
Lila. Could
Sure.
be Lila. So, strong ending to the episode there, guys. Really
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
topic to finish things
Yeah.
off. So, all right, is that it for?
That's all I got.
I guess.
Merry Christmas, Mary.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode of Pod on Lansdowne, and that's it for all the episodes for 2024 in Pod on Lansdowne. First of all,
boys.
again, we'd like to thank Not Another Sox Podcast for joining us on this edition of the program, and we'd like to thank you for listening all year to this episode and all the other times that we've been shooting the shit about our favorite team. We really, truly do appreciate it. So, for Jake, for Liam, for Jack, for Ian, for Marshall, who was barking over there, I'm Fitz, you're you. We will talk to you the week after next. Until then, again, I'll quote Krusty the Clown again. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwasi Kwanzaa, Tip Top Tet, and a solemn and dignified Ramadan. Whatever you celebrate, hope it's with your family and friends. Hope you have a great time. Go Sox, and obey your mother. Especially during Christmas, obey your mother.
Yeah. Happy holidays to all. God bless. Thanks for hanging with us this year. Maybe I said this at the end of the season, but maybe next year will be next year. And obey your mother.
Wow, I don't know how I follow both of you. As a wise man, Rob Refsnyder once said, I just sit here humbled and grateful that we have such beautiful listeners that join us week in and week out. So wish you guys nothing but the best. Appreciate you being here. And 2025, it's the year of the Sox. They're already saying it. So go Sox.
I heard that actually.
You're hearing it more and more, aren't you?
You're hearing it more and more. Everyone's saying it. Obey your mother.